Hello, everyone. We've got a great show for you today. We've got Kenton Lee. He's the co-founder of GroFive and the founder of Because International, the shoe that grows. It's true. It's a shoe that grows. Stick around. You don't want to miss this episode.
Welcome to the Your Mark on the World show with your champion of social good, Devin D. Thorpe.
This episode is made possible via the support of our sponsors, including Johnson & Johnson's Caring Crowd. Kenton, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to share about our newest venture.
Well, I am excited. It's great to have you back. I think this is the third time you've been on the show. I'm thrilled to have you, and it will be a lot of fun to talk today. You are just a remarkable human being. You've done some amazing things, and your innovation, the shoe that grows, has been doing a lot of good in the world for years now. Tell us a little bit about Because International and the shoe that grows for background.
Yeah, so for me, this all started about 10 years ago. I had just graduated college, and then I traveled the world for about a year. And while I was traveling, I was really impacted by a lot of things that I saw, but one thing especially, I was living in an orphanage in Kenya and saw many children, especially one little girl, who their shoes were way too small for their feet. Their feet had grown, and they actually had to cut open the front of their shoes to let their toes stick out, just because they had no options for more shoes. And that really impacted me, and I just kind of thought, what if there was a shoe that could grow? It seems like that would make sense for these kids who can't afford new shoes every time their feet grow. So I got back home. I live here in a small town in Idaho. Got back home and just kind of jumped in as a passion project, worked on it for about 6 years, was finally able to make a growing shoe, and had started Because International as a 501c3 to kind of put some structure around it. But then 3 years ago, we accidentally went viral. I thought it was always going to be a little hobby for me, but it really took off overnight. And in the last 3 years, we've distributed over 175,000 pairs of the shoe that grows to kids in over 100 countries. As an organization, our mission is to leverage innovation to make things better. We really believe in the power of the positive cycle of innovation to fight that negative cycle of poverty. And so for us, it's all about making products like our shoes that can be better products and help put kids especially in a better spot to succeed. And then using the production to try to bring as many jobs to these developing areas as possible. We actually just started to produce our shoes in Ethiopia and have brought 30 jobs last year and 50 jobs so far this year to a small factory in Ethiopia. And we believe there are more great ideas out there and from local entrepreneurs all around the world. So our newest program is called Pursuit, where we are excited to help entrepreneurs pursue their idea for a great product. And if we can help with mentoring, training, and funding, we'd love to help them pursue their idea. So what started as a simple little idea I wrote in a journal has now become something bigger than anything I could have ever hoped for. And it's been a really fun journey.
It really is exciting. It's fun to see, and the good you're doing in the world is amazing. Now tell us about GroFive. You're doing a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter, and it's off to a great start. I checked this morning. You've raised about $36,000 as we're recording this against a $10,000 goal. That's phenomenal. But tell us about GroFive and how this fits into the broad scheme of things.
Yes, so this is the next step in our kind of journey with our growing shoes. We're really excited about it. Essentially, when we took off, when we went viral 3 years ago, we had a lot of people ask if they could buy our shoes for their kids, just here in the US or the UK. And we always said, no, that's not really what we do as a nonprofit. We're trying to get them out to kids who really desperately need them and can't afford them. but we had enough people ask. And then as we learned more about social enterprise and even just funding, we thought this could be an opportunity for us to connect a great product to hopefully people who want it, and at the same time really try to fund what we're doing on our nonprofit side. So we're very excited. We actually went back to the drawing board and created our commercial version of our growing shoes. So I'm holding it up right now. So we actually have started GroFive, which is a separate company, a commercial company, and then our growing shoes for GroFive we call Expandals. So now we have kind of this nonprofit side because international with the shoe that grows. Now we have GroFive and Expandals, but it really all has the same mission. We're trying to get a great pair of shoes to kids who really need them. So for GroFive, this is the chance now for anybody who has said to us, hey, could I buy these for my kids? Could I buy these for myself? Now the answer is yes. We just launched our Kickstarter, and people can reserve their pair of Expandals for anybody. We're actually doing a toddler size, so about age 2 all the way up to a men's size 13. So these are for adults as well. Even if your feet aren't growing, you can still wear these. So we're very excited for people to be able to purchase, reserve their pair of Expandals on our Kickstarter right now. And with every purchase of Expandals, we're kind of borrowing from Tom's and the one-for-one mindset. And so every pair of Expandals purchased, we're able to donate a pair of the shoe that grows. And that's really the kind of the main reason we're doing this. I'm naturally not a big commercial guy. I like more of the nonprofit, the social enterprise aspect of what we're doing, and I didn't want to try to get into the rough and tumble, commercial side of the shoe industry. But I really, my mind was kind of changed when I saw all the people asking for it. Even in the last few days, seeing the success of our Kickstarter so far, our product, our idea for a growing shoe really resonates with people who are tired of their kids outgrowing shoes. And on top of that, like, they want to be a part of something really, that makes a difference around the world. And so it's really fun now for us to be able to offer this new option that you can support a child around the world. You can support production in Ethiopia, that you can support this great cause by purchasing a pair of these growing shoes for your kids or yourself. So we're very excited. We don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen, but that's part of entrepreneurship, right?
That's right.
You kind of jump in with it. So we're jumping in with this Kickstarter, and we're so excited about it.
Ken, let's take a minute and just talk about the shoe for a minute. How on earth does it grow? Do you water it? Tell us about what makes the shoe grow.
Yeah, it's not water, it's not magic, as some people have asked us, but essentially it can grow in 3 places. So it all starts in the front with a redesigned front piece of our shoes. So this piece here can come out, and then you can basically put it in any of these spots. So it's kind of a little slide mechanism here. You can go up and down with it. So the kids can adjust the shoe in the front, and then all of our sides have these Velcro straps. So if you can see and hear the Velcro there, so you can adjust the front, the sides, and then our back. Instead of a buckle, we used to have a buckle on our shoes. We now have another Velcro strap here on the back as well. So essentially, kids can adjust it in the back, the sides, and the front. So it can lengthen, for the length of the foot as the foot grows forward. It can lengthen and grow on the sides for the width of the foot, top to bottom. There's just lots of adjustments the kids can make. But the real secret sauce actually comes in the bottom. It'll be a little difficult to see, but essentially there are ridges all along the front, the back, and the sides of the shoe, which really just allow the bottom of the shoe to naturally unfold as the foot just naturally grows. It's nothing that the kids would ever adjust themselves, but it's just the material and the design of the bottom of the shoe just allows the bottom to lay a little more flat every time the foot just kind of naturally grows, and
Now,
it just continues to fit.
it seems to me that these shoes would also be great for people who have hard to fit feet. A lot of people have a different size left foot from right foot. Some people have problems with their feet and shoes are uncomfortable because they never quite fit right. What are you getting feedback from people who've tried your shoes in that pool?
Yes, that's a great point, and it's something I'm excited for GroFive, for the company to really explore more. But even in the last few years, I've had people reach out to me and say, I have a particular disease where my feet are different sizes, or for whatever reason, they just think our shoes would be a good fit for them. And we've always, even though we haven't really sold our shoes commercially yet, we've always made sure to get them a pair so they could try it out. And we've had some really good feedback that our shoes make sense for people who have difficulty purchasing shoes right now for two different sized feet. Even pregnant women, as their feet swell sometimes. People with diabetes, people who, for whatever reason, a regular pair of shoes doesn't quite work for them, and that they do have the option of maybe a very custom fit, a very expensive shoe that they could go and create. But I think ours are going to be a great option for people in that situation, and we're excited for people to try them out, see if it's a good fit. We're excited to learn more about some of those, markets, some of those customer demographics where our shoes could be really powerful tool for people. Just lots of possibilities. We're very excited about the future.
Well, Kenton, you've accomplished a lot in your career. Young as you are, you've done some amazing things. What's the thing you've accomplished that you're most proud of?
Wow, that's a great question. I'm feeling older and older now, being all 33, and I've got I got a wife and kids of my own. I'm not as young as I used to be, but the thing I'm most proud of has to be with our small team operating from kind of an unknown place in Nampa, Idaho, and using a lot of really regular people, small donations, small things, really. We have been able to accomplish a lot. We've been able to launch a great, nonprofit, kind of shoe, like with the shoe that grows. We've been able to launch an organization and launch a cause, and now as we've launched GroFive, and here just in the first few days, it's just so promising. We don't have any celebrity sponsors. We're not, we don't have money from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that just funds all of this. I mean, we are my team and my team I'm so proud of. We're bootstrapping. We are trying to make things happen, one email and one phone call and one Facebook post at a time. And I think I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud that we have kind of scratched and clawed and really fought for something we believe in. Even as I was getting this started, the very first thing I did was try to give this idea away to major shoe companies. I reached out to, 30 or 40 of them, and everybody said no. Everybody said, they said no. Some said it's not a good idea. This would never work. And I'm proud that we continued, just because I was there. Like, I was at this particular orphanage in Kenya. I saw that these kids with growing feet, just like every kid, they were outgrowing their shoes, and they didn't have any options for more shoes. And I just knew this would make sense for them if we could figure out the right design. So I'm really proud we kept going. I'm proud of our scrappy little team, and I'm excited to see where we can continue to go.
Well, Kenton, through all you've been through, and it's a lot for such a young guy, what's the most important lesson you've learned?
I love this question. I think about this a lot. And for me, it's what I learned from my mom and dad. And I'll kind of give two quick things, but from my dad, I learned to work hard. He was a plumber, and he worked so hard for our family and for the community and for our church. He just worked hard, and I saw that as a kid and as I grew up. And even though I'm not working with my hands like he did, I try to have that same attitude with everything that I do, just to hustle and work really hard. And then from my mom, she is just the nicest person in the world. And I didn't see that as a weakness, which I think some people connect being nice to being weak. And for my mom, that was such a great strength. People would run through a brick wall for my mom because she just treats them so nicely. And I try to do the same, and for me, I have seen the fruit of being nice to everybody, not just Devin Thorpe, but I mean anybody, even if I can't see how they could benefit me, or if they might not be a major donor or whatever. It doesn't matter, for me and my team, we honor everybody who connects with us and who's interested in what we're doing, whether it's an elementary kid using us as a project for a homework assignment or whatever it is. Treating people nicely and then working hard. Those are two things that I started doing, and I pray I will never lose those two things. They're simple things, but I think sometimes it's those simple and small things that really do make the biggest difference.
Well, you are a great example of both. So, Kenton, you're a bright, capable, nice guy. You could do anything. You could work on Wall Street. You could make movies in Hollywood. You could do anything. You've chosen to do this. Why?
I've never had anybody ask me that. I love what I do, but more than that, I really thought about it. And for anybody listening, I would encourage them to take the time to think about, what is your mission in life, and what is, because it's different for everybody. I think you mentioned making movies, or like or Wall Street. Like I think Hollywood and media maybe portrays a lifestyle of what you should look like if you're successful, or here's what the American dream should look like. And for me, I didn't want to start with that. I just wanted to look within me and really figure out, what do I want? And I really discovered that my mission in life is to put others in a place to succeed. I get to do that with our shoes. It's a small thing, but it helps. It doesn't solve every problem for the kids, but it helps to put them in a better spot to succeed. The production of our shoes, bringing those jobs, it helps put those families in a better spot to succeed. I love building our team, bringing in friends and people I really believe in, and putting them in a spot on our team where they can succeed. That's what gets me up and going, whether it's someone around the world or whether it's someone right here in my own town. I love putting people in a spot to succeed. I don't necessarily have to be the one doing everything. I like when I can be a part of somebody else having success. This is the way I get to do it right now. I got a little entrepreneurial streak in me, so I wouldn't be surprised if I jump into something else down the road and then something else after that. But I think for me, everything I do is always going to revolve around, how can I put someone else in a position to succeed. And that's what gets me going. I love doing that.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Kenton, what is your superpower?
If I had one superpower, you mean like what is like a current, like a real superpower that I have? Oh, wow. I'm going to say follow up. My superpower is follow up. I write sticky notes. I put things in my Google Calendar. I email myself notes. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm pretty good with follow up. So I might not be, and I'm not like the most charismatic guy. If I'm in a room, you might not really notice me, except that I've got this long hair. but it, when I go to a conference, when I go, whatever I'm doing, if I can get a business card, or if I can, talk to somebody and grab their email or their phone number, I always do a pretty good job following up. That's my superpower. I'm the follow-up man.
Excellent. Well, Kenton, I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. And I know you're busy and you've got to run, but before you go, would you just take a minute and tell people how they can learn more about GroFive and especially your crowdfunding campaign now?
Yes, and this has been my pleasure, Devin. Thank you so much. And we would love for everybody to check us out. So if you can go to GroFive.com, that's the easiest way. And grow is just GRO. So GROFIVE, GroFive.com. There's a link right there to our Kickstarter, which has a really long URL, but you can link right there to the Kickstarter campaign. You can learn more about us on that website. You can reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you if you have any questions, but we'd love for everybody to go, and even if it's just $1 to support us, that makes a difference. Or you could purchase your pair of Expandals for your kids or yourself. But GroFive.com, that's the best place to start.
Fantastic. Well, Kenton, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us today. We wish you every success with GroFive and helping to put more shoes on the feet of kids who can't afford them.
Thanks, Devin.
All righty, let's do some good.
At Caring Crowd, we believe everyone has the power to make a difference. Through our crowdfunding platform for community health, we empower passionate people to drive real change. Whether you work for a nonprofit organization, volunteer, or want to get involved for the first time, you can post a campaign on Caring Crowd. Join us, because caring is where change begins.
Thank you for listening. Devin Thorpe's mission is to end extreme poverty, improve global health, and mitigate climate change before 2045 by finding and sharing the stories of those who are doing the most good. You can join with other listeners to accelerate Devin's mission by visiting helpdevin.org right now.